SBG enthusiasts coming to you from the Forge on what is the precipice of one of the most exciting events in the hobby right now. Obviously, we are on 2 days away from pre-release for the new Battle of Pelennor Fields box set, and the OHA could not be happier. So, welcome, as always, to Pints and Paints. Let's get the formalities out of the way. Today we are starting with one of Canada's finest, and this is a Steam Whistle Pilsner. So these fine folks are located in Toronto. They actually operate a brewery out of the old CP Rail, or Canadian Pacific Rail Roundhouse. It's a historic piece of property right downtown Toronto, not far from Rogers Centre or Skydome. They are one of the few breweries left that actually still adhere to something called the Bavarian Purity Act of 1516, believe it or not. So these fine folks are still brewing in a very old-fashioned way. So without further ado, let's get into this, because we got some stuff to cover, some stuff to talk about, exciting revelations. So cheers. Here's to you. Welcome back to PMP. Oh, magically delicious. Couldn't be happier to be doing this episode. There's so much to cover. We are going to have a jam-packed weekend. It's going to be incredible. So very excited for everything that's upcoming. So I'm going to touch a little bit on that. We're going to touch on Skyrim the West Farthing, developments there, sort of some of the latest and greatest things that have been posted on the OHA page. But now the formalities are out of the way, we'll dive right into the content. So first and foremost, obviously I don't need to tell the vast majority of you that this weekend is a huge weekend for our hobby. Pre-releases are going to be up and going for the Battle of Pelennor Fields, which is the new Games Workshop starter set for our beloved game. There's lots of talk on the sites. Obviously some local gaming stores already have copies, as well as GW stores. People are feverishly building, trying to get things ready to go. Obviously there's going to be some stuff. You can go down to your local hobby shop as well as GW retailer and check out the new box set, the new rules, the rule book. I believe the profile book should be available. There should be lots and lots of information available this weekend, which is absolutely fantastic. For those of you who don't want spoilers, it's going to be tough because I think there's going to be an awful lot of people posting some really, really great news. So obviously there's a lot to talk about, and we're excited. We're going to have some very, very special SBG Battle of Pelennor Fields coverage this weekend for this fantastic event. So what we want to cover off is thoughts and theories on the new rules. So obviously there's a pile of discussion going on within the community. Rampant speculation, ranging from fairly modest to some stuff that is just mind-boggling, in fact. But it's all in good fun. It's great to see the community talking. I mean, when you look at some of the comment counts on these particular issues, you've got some threads that are upwards of anywhere from between 100 and 200 comments. It's fantastic. I know personally at the OHA, we've seen a massive influx in the number of followers, both on our Instagram, YouTube, and truthfully, Facebook as well. So I guess 3 platforms. It's been very impressive to see the amount of people coming in that are interested, want to know more about the game. Lots of beginner questions, so that's great. I know we've been in some discussion within the OHA itself on wanting to make sure that we have an outlet for those newer people, maybe looking at some how-tos, some very basic play guides, etc. Obviously, once we get a handle on the new rules. So we're also going to want to cover off on the heroic action articles that were released this week, as well as the other articles that have been released. From the sounds of it, there should be another article tomorrow, which will be exciting to see what they're going to announce there. Obviously, little packets of information being dropped. And then obviously we're going to be talking about the changes to the meta. So how that's going to affect gameplay here in Canada, what's going to become obsolete, basically. I mean, there's so much in the game that seems like, judging by the tidbits of information that have been released, it's going to flip it on its head. So really excited to see where that goes. Excited to start a conversation. and get some content up on the channel related to these discussions and how we think it's going to influence things. There will be a very special part to that coverage, so by all means, please make sure you stay tuned to the OHA. We're going to have some exciting stuff to share with you, and we could not be happier, absolutely happier. It's a fantastic time. It's such an exciting, the pulse of the community is so exciting right now. So much discussion. You've got so many of the veterans chiming in. You have new people coming in at the same time. I can only imagine for a new person coming in at this particular junction within the hobby, obviously looking at a page without fully understanding the current rules and then listening to people discuss what the proposed changes could affect, it must be sort of a spinning circuit. So it's going to be interesting to see how we can bring that into terms for these newer people, and make sure that they have a comfortable and seamless transition into the game. And I think that's what it's all about. The amount of excitement at local game stores, whether you're talking GW or independent retailers, the number of people that have reached out. I know, at least in our case specifically with the OHA, we've been approached by a number of people wanting us to put on demos and things of that nature. So that's very exciting. Places where essentially have been SBG free zones for a number of years are now obviously jumping on here and wanting to promote us and have us in their stores and try to attract some of the player base to the game. So very excited. We couldn't be happier. I think that's definitely where we have one of our strengths is in recruiting, bringing people in, putting them on themed boards, really immersing them in the world of Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, Middle Earth in general. OHA George obviously does a fantastic job on his tables, and it makes it really easy to sell the game to an individual, get them excited, and get them in when they're playing on such a stunning board with terrifically painted miniatures. So we couldn't be happier. I know that there's going to be a number of us sort of spread out all over the place taking care of this. Obviously, I'm on a bit of a back burner right now, but the other guys at the OHA, rest assured, are all over it and will be at different venues based in southwestern Ontario, trying to help promote the game, drum up interest, and get some new players. So very, very excited about that. Recap on the special SBG coverage. Make sure you stay tuned to the OHA. Hit the subscribe button or the bell or whatever it is. I know I don't normally say that. I don't really like saying that. All I'm saying is we've got some really exciting stuff to share with you, and we are definitely looking forward to doing that. So make sure you're following along all weekend. I want to touch on Scouring the West Farthing. So that is our one of our OHA Premier events, being held September 28th, 29th in Chatham, Kent, Ontario. Very, very happy to say we will be raffling off a brand new complete starter set at that event. So it will not be tied to first, second, or third. It will be a raffle prize. We are going to be offering up a full starter set. So any new player looking to get in, please get a hold of us. If there's some way we can help, if we can get you in with an army, if we can give you a few training games to get you up to speed, if that's what needs to happen to make you comfortable, we want to have you out. We want to increase the player base in this particular area, and we'd be happy to have you. So anybody who's watching, please get on over to the Facebook page, take a look at the event section, and you will see an event for Scouring the West Farthing. Go ahead and click that you're coming. We'll be happy to have you. So excited for that. I know there's a bunch of different custom OHA stuff being done for the event. We've got dice coming. We got all kinds of goodies that are going to be available at that event. So go check it out online at the OHA Facebook page, Scouring the West Farthing. The hotel is second to none. It's an absolutely fantastic event. We had a blast last year running it, and want to make sure that it's a yearly thing. So for those of you who are not following the Facebook page, go on over and follow it. But OHA George has been ridiculously busy. He has done an astounding, I can't even talk, I'm so excited. He has done an outstanding job on creating a playable, thematic Lake Town board. I'm going to post some stills up at the end of this video to have a look. That table will be at Scouring the West Farthing. I'm looking forward to seeing it complete, looking forward to seeing everybody playing on it, having a great time. It looks absolutely amazing, as is par for the course for any table that George puts his hand to. The guy does incredible work. So if you want to play on some really, really great themed tables, you got to come to an OHA event. That's the only way you're going to do it. You got to get out. You got to play at an OHA event. Come and immerse yourself in the strategy battle game. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. Middle Earth will come to life. You're going to have an absolutely great time. We're going to make sure of that. There's food, there's beverages, not open bar, excuse me, not cash bar, but there's a bar on site, accommodations at a top-notch hotel. So come on down and take part. Chatham, Kent. It's a nice drive. Long for some people, but I'm telling you right now, we're going to make it worth your while. So again, Friday night is sort of an open night. Saturday is definitely going to be, the full one-day tournament. So there's going to be the prizes, and as I said, we will be raffling off a brand new copy of the new starter set for our beloved game. So that's it for this quick tidbit of Pints and Paints. That's all I've got for you. Cheers. But so very excited. There's so much that's gone into this. I know the Middle Earth team has been working very, very hard, and then obviously all the people in the background that help the Middle Earth team make all this wonderful stuff possible. There's so many exciting things. The new models that are upcoming, that I'm sure are in the pipe. The new model itself that's in the box. Absolutely excited. Can't wait to get my hands on it and have a look, see what's going on. All the work that's gone into this terrific game. I'm certainly looking forward to, after reading some of the theories, as well as some of the articles that have come out, it really sounds like there's been an approach to rebalance the game and deal with some definite issues that were there from a more competitive side of things, I would say. Frankly, I think for scenario play and stuff, it was pretty well balanced, but when you got into sort of match play in a competitive environment, some of the stuff that was coming out, lists and army compositions, in Canada at least we call it cheese, fromage, cheddar, Gouda. It's some cheesy shit going on. So looking forward to seeing how the team is going to try to mitigate that. Bring things in, things like magic, things like piercing strike, war gear options, things of that nature. It's going to be interesting to see what the evolution is going to be, the direction they're going to go, and definitely couldn't be happier to take a look at that and see what is going to transpire. So stay tuned to the OHA. We're going to have a lot more this weekend. It's going to be a big weekend for the OHA, and we are definitely looking forward to sharing it with you. So thanks for joining me tonight. Cheers, and as always, happy hobbying.